Till 10:30. Okay, second item on this item. Okay, so we need to, or the request is that we replace the ad hoc person spot. God, I can't even think anymore. Vacated when Jim Roos resigned from City Council. Thoughts there?
I'm happy to open it up. I think we need to rethink the ad hoc committee from the scratch. I believe that the right two people to work on this, and this is my opinion, would be myself is one of them because of my in-depth knowledge of the challenges in our city, the financial ramifications, the timing, and all the work that I've worked on in the last 6 years in trying to get to where we are at the moment. And I would also suggest that we put one of our new council members along with myself on that committee to work with this consultant, and I would suggest that it be Derek Lazarro because of his legal background and his understanding of a lot of the city challenges.
Well, I'm going to take exception to that because I believe that, first of all, there should be continuity with the ad hoc because there's a lot of work that's already been put in, and to start from scratch would be a mistake. I concur, we waited to bring this item back to council until after the election so that we could kind of have a new person, or at least discuss having a new person. And while I probably, I'll acknowledge that you think you have an in-depth understanding of what all the issues are, and maybe you do, maybe you don't. But the issue is that this becomes an exercise in communication, and communication in the community is not something that I think that's stronger to mine than yours. I think you're the wrong person to have on the ad hoc, with all due respect, and I think that would be an absolute mistake for the initiative that we need to carry through here.
Yeah, I'm going to respectfully disagree with you because that was my profession, taking complex issues and testifying in court and before public bodies and governmental bodies. And I think that the fact that we're at a new starting point with a new consultant, the work that has gone on for the last, it's almost been a year and we haven't done anything. And I think we need a fresh start.
I disagree. I think that this is kind of the second item where you've sort of taken a jab at the other council members. We are all
I don't think it's
successful business. We are all successful business people, and we are all smart people, and we are all engaged in the community. And some, might be different groups than others. I think that, I'm sorry, David, of all the council members, you are by far the least. You are not good at communication within the community, and this is an exercise in communication and delivering a message. And you can know all the numbers till the end of time, but if you don't have rapport and communication skills in the community, it is not going to be successful.
I respectfully disagree with everything you just said.
You are certainly welcome to do that.
Now that we've made progress.
I'll weigh in. So we just hired a communication specialist that's going to put talking points in front of all of us and work with us so that all 5 of us have the ability to talk in the community and make sure that we're doing it in a professional way, in a way that's hopefully moving the needle towards getting this thing passed. The biggest issue that we have is financial, and most of the information that he's going to need, in my opinion, is financial. And so I do think David has the background and the understanding of what needs to be communicated to our team to put it together. I think Derek, with his background and his legal background, his understanding of the Planning Commission, of the deed restrictions, and all the the issues that go along with that, I think they'd make a good pair in terms of being on the ad hoc committee. David doesn't necessarily have to be out front doing all the communications. We're all gonna be in that. So,
What can I ask? Let me go to the city manager. What's the point of the ad hoc?
Ad Hoc has given me a team to work with. What I found when I got here was I was learning on the job and didn't have a lot of the backstory. We also don't have a depth or a bench of staff that can work with me, so I found myself working on these things sort of on my own and not really knowing sort of anything about the community. I've come a long way with there, but for me, it's an opportunity to, if we're going to put a town hall together or we're going to have a talking point, to at least, rather than come to the full council and talk through it, it's an opportunity for me to bounce ideas off of people and work with them and take input from those people. In terms of what the overall messaging is, you all said it, you're all going to have an opportunity to help create the message. You're going to have an opportunity to have a one-on-one with the consultant. You can always communicate to me, but I can't make a decision on and I'll make this really silly, a font size only to be criticized, on that font size. Our system is not set up that way, but I don't have a lot of partners.
I'm going to make this really easy. I'm not going to be on the ad hoc because of everything else that's going on here, and I will not criticize your font size.
Yeah. So, I use that, the color. But that's why I asked for
the color.
That's why I asked for the ad hoc. Look, I'll keep going since you asked me to talk.
Oh, hey guys, what time do you have?
Yeah, I know. Sorry. I don't know. The level of work that's before us is astronomical. The days fly by with very little breaks, and the priorities and the additional priorities that have come up in the last week are overwhelming. I'm never gonna sell you guys short. I'm never gonna not tell you that. And you all have a different level of priority. I am so excited to get to February or March 6th so we can put that to bed. But this is a huge priority, and so is everything else that comes across my desk. So if I can get some help, that's what I'm going for it.
Well, I guess all I would say to everybody else after hearing that is that anybody that jumps in to do this should be prepared to have the time and roll up your sleeves and really be able to do it. Beyond that, I'm open. I share the combined, and I'll include parts of the community even. I share the combined frustration that it's taken us so long to get here. It's time to get on with it. So whichever of us feel that we can help Carrie and help the consultant get on with it, and that we can all row this boat together and not, I'm just going to use this example, and not have this, let's get on with it.
Right.
I'm a little bit torn. I think that the mayor is right that this will largely be an effort in communicating and persuading, understanding, and then communicating back to our citizens. On the other hand, I think that Mr. McGowan has been one of the only voices on the council for years who has had the courage to begin to explain how much this will really cost in a comprehensive way to keep this city functioning and moving forward. And he has put work, when I was a candidate, he shared some of that work with me into truly analyzing what that actually looks like. It's a darn shame we couldn't have a committee of three. Because I think that both of those...
Well, you could. You just have to notice all the meetings.
Yeah, right, yeah. But both of those skill sets and both of those approaches and both of those emphasis have value. I do think we need a new voice. I think that we do need a new voice, and a new fresh set of eyes on some of this.
You're elected.
What's that?
You're elected
Yes.
as the new voice.
That's right. That's right. But I hear both of them, and I think they're both making valid points, and I do think we need the ad hoc. I think that asking Carrie and crew to do this through noticed meetings is impossible, and it will completely hamstring any possible approach to this. So you could make this easy on me, Mr. Kemps, and decide this for us.
I'm not going to decide it for you. Let me ask you this. Is this something where the ad hoc meets with some frequency with the city manager and the consultant, and then there's, I don't know, an occasional workshop? I mean, it doesn't have to be, here at 10 o'clock at night, right? We can go hang at the golf course, notice the meeting, welcome the public, do whatever, and then have a working session or whatever you want to call it.
Not quite understanding your question.
I don't know. I mean, how does everybody get on the same page? We don't need formal presentations in council meetings to the five of us collaborate in a noticed legal public meeting, right?
I had a similar thought that in order to make this work, and in light of the fact that we all have priorities, and thankfully I think we largely share priorities, but we all have our own flavor on it, the ad hoc needs to have a mechanism to report back to council very frequently and arguably outside of the normal council Tuesday.
Yeah, I'll just share when we were doing, police and pension ad hocs. Please don't smack me for the way I say this. Sorry, inside joke, you guys will get it. It just became a pissing contest, right? So this needs to be a collaborative, supportive, everybody rowing the boat in the same direction situation.
I think it needs to be exactly what you were describing. I think the ad hoc needs to do a lot of the initial work with the city manager and the staff and the consultant, but I don't know if it's monthly or every 6 weeks, there needs to be a workshop with the council to bring everybody up to the speed, because right now, and it may be more like every month, because in my candid opinion, this train has to move at an accelerated speed from tonight forward. So it's going to be a fast track.
So can I ask you a hard question?
You usually do.
Can you, actually usually don't, can you get to good enough?
Say that again?
Can you get to good enough?
What is good enough?
Nobody can ever understand the depth of the problem. We have to count every electrical plug and understand every last, whatever.
That is totally inaccurate. That is not the case.
Well, at least there's two of us that are wrong now.
Oh, okay. Well, the point is, you've got to take in consideration all the assumptions and you document them. They've got to be laid out, and some of those assumptions are going to be guesstimates, and they will have to change over time. But you're not going to be able to get every electrical outlet as you're trying to, and faucet identified. That isn't the perspective. That isn't how you do long-range planning. You've got to understand where we know we've got at least 10 or 20 different major challenges in front of the city right now, if you break them all apart. Some of them are yet to be defined, like the sewer, the cameras going down the sewers and trying to figure out whether we're going to have.
The water problem that a consultant never gives a solution on. Yes.
Well, that's another one. But these are all things that you have to put into that thought process, but you're never going to be going for dollar precision. That isn't what long-range planning is all
David,
about.
every single one of us thinks about all of those items all the time. You are not unique or special.
But nobody's quantified them other than
They
myself.
are quantified.
You are special.
Okay, you're special. So for
not-
all of these
Fine.
years, every time we have a long-range plan, it's not good enough for you and you want to redo it. This is why we're years behind.
Long-range plans are living
That's not the
documents.
only reason.
They're living documents. They change
I
all
just
the
don't
time.
see the purview, and I think you're mistaken, Councilmember Quinn. I think you are vastly mistaken in saying, oh, Councilmember McGowan had a career in finance, in not even finance, mind you, accounting, and.
I beg your pardon. I beg
okay.
your pardon.
All right.
Come on.
Well,
Cut it off.
okay, I mean, do you dispute that my 40-year degree, my 40 years in as a corporate banker is not finance?
It's not the same kind of finance that I practice.
Oh, really? Oh,
Right.
really?
But it wasn't better or worse.
I
Okay.
didn't say it was.
We have that facilitator.
Anyway, so, yeah, I think that that what David is talking about is not what an ad hoc does. And so this isn't going to be an ad hoc of creating a long-range plan and then jamming down everybody else's throat what you think the number ought to be, or what this ought to be, or what's
It has
in
nothing
and
to
what's
do with
out.
that. You
But
don't
that's how
understand it.
okay, you know
You
what?
don't understand it.
Make
Well,
a motion, make a motion, because it's quarter to 11, and we have another item that can't be continued because it's important, and we're going in circles here. Somebody make a motion.
I'll make a motion. I make a motion that David McGowan and Derek Lazarro be on the ad hoc committee.
Okay,
I'll second the motion.
okay. All right, let's take a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, all opposed? I'm a no.
I didn't answer, but my answer is going to be yes, no matter who was selected.
Okay, all right, there you go, motion carries, and there you go, good